sight. Tonight, this is where we try our best to get it right. We'd like to welcome all of you viewers in tonight. Please kick us some hearts out to let you know if you like what you're hearing. We're here tonight with our crew. We missed last week, but we're all back tonight. So we're glad that you joined us. All of you that helped with our replays, we appreciate you. We do have a call-in number for tonight. Our number is 470-779-6607. You will hear that number throughout our broadcast tonight. So do join in, call in. Let us know what you think about what we have to talk about tonight. We're glad you're here with us. So come and kick it with us in sight. And now we're going to pass it off to our co-anchor here, Sister Ari, with our section called What's Up With That?
Hello guys, I'm Ari, if you didn't catch that already. But this is our segment called What's Up With That? And it's basically like a current events situation. So if you have any comments or concerns, which I'm sure you will, just call this little number here. Again, I'm not going to say this because if you tuned in previously, which you should every week Fridays, I never say it right. So call this number here. And I guess we're starting now. Okay, so obviously if you can't see or really make it out, this is the singer Sierra here in these two pictures. And it's been going around this week and people have been, there are obviously always two sides to every story like this, but a lot of people have been calling her an industry pass around. And a lot of people have been saying that it's just lessons learned. Like, you know, you can't fault somebody for being in a relationship that wasn't good for them and then moving on to one that is better for them in their life. So, I'm debating reading this whole thing, but I'll read certain sections to you. Same woman, two different men. Sierra's two most recent relationships are a perfect example of how your choice of mate affects your life. A woman is by nature a helpmate, so she is capable. Many times unconsciously, of taking on the mindset and lifestyle of the man she is with. This is why it is so absolutely vital for a woman to know her worth and make the wisest choice in her mate. You don't date or accept the proposal of the guy who is on the level you are going. What? I don't want to read this whole thing. You don't date or accept the proposal of the guy who is on the level you are or going places you don't want to go. You accept the proposal from the guy who can lead you to where you want to be. Just go ahead. Okay, whether you realize it or not, that man is leading you somewhere. Find out where he is going before you get on board. If he was deceptive and made you think he was going somewhere he wasn't, get off the ride and go back home. So obviously that's the lessons learned side. Whereas a lot of people actually, when I was reading the comments under this photo, a lot of people really were just like, oh, she's the H word. And I was like, okay. I don't understand why. I don't know, it seemed like a lot of hateration going around because she's found a pretty positive relationship. And most of the women were saying she seems like a totally different woman too, from this part of her life to this one too.
They probably go out and smoke hookah together. Who knows what they do?
Right.
But like at the end of the day, that was just his forefront life. Future's forefront life. Mm-hmm. That's what he did. Clubs. That's what it was about. Okay, it's two different people. That is a rapper. That is a football player, an athlete. There's two different things at the same time too. But I feel like at the end of the day, she found a man that complements her life way better, who is a great father figure, who is a great helpmate to her. And why would people feel the need to bash somebody that has found happiness? What is the problem with happiness? Who cares if she dated 15 other men before a man that she has now decided to marry. Future and her weren't married. They weren't getting married. She got knocked up. She had a baby. Move on with life. Like, this is just like any other person in the world. It's just because she is in the limelight, and this is a great man, and that's it.
Okay. I got them in my rate.
Women tend to, they if they find somebody that's genuine, they tend to support, even if they find someone that's not. You know, she was so into this one, which I can't even fathom why she was with Future. Why? But anyway,
We don't know him behind.
Yeah, maybe
he might have been a really
with all
good
those
guy.
7 or 8 kids of his. But anyway. But I mean, this man right here, the football player, it seemed like he complimented her and brought out the good in her. And most women don't understand that, or men understand whoever you're going to spend your time with, it's going to be a part of your makeup. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously, even your friendships.
Your friendships are going to be dependent on your relationship.
And I think also he approached their relationship, Russell Wilson approached their relationship different than anyone else had before, obviously.
She was
that
like,
would make
wow.
a significant change.
This man's treating me like a lady.
Yes.
And it makes a difference, I mean,
There's something else that's really significant about Russell too, don't you think?
He loves Jesus.
Not only that, he's professed. I mean, he doesn't hide it.
Yes.
He makes that clear.
That's a good thing.
I mean, he's come out and said about what their relationship was going to be about and like when they actually started. We're going to be celibate until marriage.
I like that.
I mean, he announced that.
I like that.
Yes.
And Russell, before that, never made it. I mean, he never, hid the fact that he was a Christian. And he was criticized even by his colleagues in football for some of his, strong desires for Christianity. But I think, I could be wrong. I think that maybe it's just because I like Seattle. I don't want to be biased because I like Russell. But it almost seems like there's been an uptick in Christian devoutness amongst sports athletes now in the last couple of years. Because I know Russ has been very consistent in praying before and after football games. So I think he's had a good influence on football.
And so the other guy, Stephen Curry. Oh my goodness, I'm so impressed with him. Really, as a Christian, why are you doing that? His wife was on Twitter. Well, they had a Twitter post of her, and she is so, to have a husband like that, because her husband's supposed to lead. And Sierra has someone that could lead, that she can say, wow, this man's leading me into something positive. So that's probably why, her whole persona is just different now. When she was with Future, it was just like that. Like, I was like,
Clubbing, living black.
That's blowing me away because to have Curry and for Russell to be two guys at the top of their games, for them to take the stand for Christianity, I think is amazing, and the influence that it's having, because it's been a long time coming, and it's like, there's been other guys before, but the consistency of it. The consistency of it. I mean, as they rise to the top, what has often happened is as you get bigger, your head gets bigger.
Yes.
So as your head gets bigger, the humility kind of goes away. But with them, they maintain their humility. And it seems like it's the public that's waiting for them to just say, oh, we know it's coming. We know it's coming. It's only a matter of time before that money goes to the head, before that fame goes to the head.
what I like about Curry, that was it Reeboks he turned down because he didn't. They didn't want to put, was it Nike? They didn't want to put something on their
shoe.
Oh yeah,
so
wow.
The scripture.
He found somebody that was doing. I was like, wow.
He did Under Armour instead of
I like that.
They said they would put it on the shoe.
But here's a good question though: do you think that would be the case if he was losing?
He wouldn't have a shoe deal if he was losing.
No, he wouldn't. They wouldn't even offer him
No, I'm talking about when if in the event that it starts to change, if he started losing, or if he wasn't as popular as he was, do you think he would have had the credentials to make that move?
No.
No.
Not at all. He wouldn't even have Nike knocking on his door.
Everything is playing its
Intimacy.
cards because of everything, you know,
Right.
at the right time too. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Okay, guys, if you are still with us, hopefully you are. Please be with us. You can call us and give your comments and or concerns, and also leave us some hearts. We love it.
You're gonna do it. Do it.
So silly. So silly.
His shirt.
I like this shirt.
Yeah, it is nice.
It looks like a dress.
That shirt cold.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice.
I would wear it. I would wear it. I would that'd be something to appreciate.
Wait, that's
Like a robe. Was this at a recent concert?
I was not. Where was it?
Where that place mall?
what city it was, but it was like 20 years in a concert. Is there a 20 years?
That's wrong.
So, no, go back, please. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, but I was reading the comments, and obviously, two sides, one sword. But, people were very upset. Okay, I don't know how to not to pause the. I'm sorry, guys. We'll just do it like this for a second.
No.
Anyway,
Not too many times.
Yeah.
was it one too many?
Yeah, it was.
Oh. Okay. That's what I was looking for in the first. Like, yay! Yay me! Anyway, I was reading the comments and people were like, "This is blasphemy. He is, defaming gospel." But what else is new? It's Kurt Franklin. But it's like they were really upset that he was doing one. I mean, people didn't say anything else about the other dances he was doing. It was just the Millie Rock because to some people it looks vulgar. So so her thing was like, is he simulating slapping a woman's butt? I was like, wow.
But in front of his face.
So
How do you do that? I don't understand.
People, I mean, obviously our generation, we're like, that's not what it is.
I was like, that's what you say.
But is it like smacking like
That's what I'm saying.
like a swoop, like a
Yes, it's his hand ain't like this.
like a
It's
cup?
like this.
Like a cup, you know?
Play without the sound.
Huh? Play without the sound?
Yeah,
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, people
So
were
just get to that part.
really upset, and then other people really loved it. They were really actually drawn to Kirk Franklin more so by it because he's having fun. He's always like that. He's always like that, isn't he? Though? Like he's always been that way, and it's like, why do we?
Okay, that's it right there, right?
He's done.
No, that's the stage left.
And it's about to be right.
Right.
But he looks retarded.
Right here, that's it.
That
Oh, okay. I've seen G do that.
That's not the
No,
same thing.
that's not
Well, I'm telling you what somebody commented. That's what they
enjoying
said.
really
Oh,
that.
really?
But anyway,
I thought he could do pretty well for his age. Right. It's not like he's 20. You know what I mean?
But you know what? No one said anything with DJ Hadman was doing all like this when he was
They
doing
did.
like that. Then they
and what about the Biggie in the back?
He was like,
why
that
is that
They said something.
They said something about that too.
The Biggie
Because I think it was,
I love
they
the
were
way
referencing that it was a Lil Kim sample or something. Or maybe it was a Biggie sample. But, I mean, first off, let's go with the Kirk Franklin template. He takes samples of popular songs and puts
R&B.
and puts
He's always
Jesus
done that.
lyrics.
He's always
That's what I'm
done,
saying. So I was really concerned that all these people were upset. I'm like,
Yeah.
but he's been around for
If you follow
20 years.
him,
It's
yeah.
not.
It
It's
shouldn't.
nothing new.
It's nothing new.
Right. I do applaud him for trying to stay current.
Really?
You know what I mean?
I'm like,
Because I feel like he's always talked about reaching the unreached. You know what I mean? And I feel like over the years he's done a great job of being relevant to whatever
always has
generation
The
is.
same
Yeah.
thing. The
And
same
I
thing
think
with
that's
Mary.
his gift.
The same thing with
Very
Mary.
Mary, too. Yeah,
They the
Mary
same
too.
way. I think he's
I love Mary.
I can't agree
But
with
see,
you.
you
I
have-
love
but-
that reality show is just
Oh, the reality show.
See, it sounds like people, everybody has different lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has different thresholds.
Yes.
Because when we went to Mary, it's like, oh,
I was like,
okay.
I mean, I still feel.
But for some people, that's a threshold.
Right.
I mean, and that's mild. I mean, that's, you know,
Compared
compared
to
to some of the
some
stuff
of the
that they
stuff
used to
I've
complain
seen.
about.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, I mean, when you start going historically back to Thomas Dorsey, when they actually start to bring things into the church, how crazy they look to even older generations. So it's you know, increasingly progressed. But I guess the question is where is there a line? Who's to say what that line is? Where do we draw that line? Whose responsibility is it to draw that line? Because everybody's going to have different lines.
But then wouldn't
This
you
is a
think that's
personal
why
thing.
why everybody has different callings to reach different people at
Yes,
that's a good
Right, but
point.
here's my thing. It's only personal to the people that you're ministering to. But it's not personal to the minister. Because the minister is influencing groups of people. So what is the responsibility of drawing the line based on the amount of influence that you have to ensure that you're influencing in a positive way? Because half of that audience was cool with it. Probably another half was like, oh, okay. And then the viewers, so you could see where there's a divide.
He was I feel like he effectively expanded his reach to a newer generation. Every time he comes out with something new, the people that were fans of him yesteryear are not with it. You know what I'm saying? He always comes out with something that goes against the grain.
He does.
Always.
He does.
So
Yes,
this
he's
is
always
nothing
done
new.
that.
Edgy.
But here's my
edgy.
question. Here's my caution and my question. Actually, what he did wasn't new.
Right.
It's not new. And some would argue that it's actually borrowed from the world.
Which is what some of the arguments
Yeah,
were.
it's borrowed from the world. So the argument can come in that why, with God as who he is and as powerful as he is, why does he have to borrow things from the world? Why can't he create within you something that's new, that's progressive, but can still draw people?
Well, I don't think his goal possibly was to do anything new. It was just to be relevant. Because we all know what it was like to see older folks in the church or in our lives and felt a disconnect because we couldn't relate. Like, what are we going to talk about?
Right, I
You
get
know what
that.
I mean?
But why do we have to relate with something that's part of the world?
Because you have to find common ground with everything.
Right, but again, that common ground is relative. I mean, I'm going to tell you personally. Well, I guess it's probably because we're in my age group, though. That's probably part of it. But, I mean, I wouldn't have known what he was doing.
A lot of people in that concert probably didn't.
I'd have been like, I don't know what he's doing.
That's my point.
But my connection would have been with the song.
Yes.
Because I know the song.
Mhm.
The song is old school.
But he
I'm
also
not
did
even-
a progression of different moves. I feel like that
He
was
did.
because even Jeannie was like, "Oh wait,"
He
because
was
he
doing
started
this.
doing
He was
that other
doing this
thing.
like this.
So
Right.
he was relating to each part of,
Right.
you know, the
Right.
audience.
But where does it take you? Where is it taking you? Where does it take you? Where when you're making that connection, where is it taking you? Is it taking you to
that
your
side.
connection with the world, or your connection, or a connection with God?
Honestly, I remember growing up in church, and when we had like guest youth pastors, if they didn't say anything that was relevant to what we were interested in, we're not listening.
I got that part. I'm not talking about saying anything, but they're taking you somewhere. They're saying
That's
something.
what I'm saying.
But he was actually doing something.
Right.
You know, if you get up and you say, you know, y'all out there, y'all know what was it called? The Millie Rock? Y'all know
Yes.
okay, now we're making a verbal connection. You talking about the Millie Rock. Okay. But to actually inculcate the Millie Rock in what he's doing, that's different.
I feel like it just opens you up more. Like, oh my God, he can actually do it. What is he about to say? What are we about to do?
But do I have to do that? Is God so shallow, so weak, so impotent, so not with relevance that you can still get the same effect without doing it?
I think.
Wouldn't that be a greater feat to be able to grab the same attention without doing it? It's kind of like the comedian that can make you crack up and cry without cursing.
That's good.
It's kind of like the same thing.
Right.
Do I really have to pull in Chris Rock? Do I really have to pull in Richard Pryor? Do I really have to say the F-U word and all those sorts and still be relevant to you?
This is the point.
Because that's what, to me, highlights the gift.
True enough. but
That's
this
what
is-
brings
I
out
agree
the
with
This is
that.
the
I
whole
agree with
thing.
that.
This is
Right.
the only people that agree with you here are people in y'all's age group.
No.
No. Listen to me. Listen. Hold on. Wait.
That's a
Wait.
Because until you
Wait.
show
No.
me a poll,
I'm about
that's
to
only
give you
your
my
opinion.
proof right now.
How do you
give you my
do that when you don't have
I'ma give
enough
it to
people
you.
in the age group?
I'm gonna give it to you right now. I'm just
Okay.
gonna use this room as a control group.
Go ahead.
But that's
Okay.
control.
Fine.
That's
We're
what I'm
about to
saying.
use this room. Then. We're about to use this room.
We
We
already
can't
understand
use
age
this
group.
room. That's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
wait,
We're
wait,
about to
wait,
use
wait,
this room.
wait,
We
wait,
can't.
wait,
Hold on.
Hold on. No, we can't use that. No, because that's a house of straw. You can't use this room. This room is too controlled. It's too controlled. Because no matter how you slice it, based on the age group and demographics, it's probably going to be biased.
Well,
So
I'm
what we
telling
have to
you,
do?
not really.
It's
Let me
pretty-
give you
yeah,
my.
that's
It's
pretty-
pretty split down the middle.
You gonna ask him
No,
questions?
it's pretty.
Based
You
on
gonna
what?
ask him
Yeah,
questions? Let him do it. Let him do it.
No,
It's
based on.
the amount.
Let's hear it.
Us.
Everybody, hold on a
Here's
second.
my
We
point.
cannot all talk at the same time. It will not register on
Here's
Okay,
my
let's hear
point.
it. Let's hear it.
While you were saying everything you were saying, the people that were responding, that's good. Oh, yeah. I heard Wedge do it a
wasn't-
few times. I heard Norris do it a few times. I think I heard Toddy Bliss do it a few times. It was not. It's Soki. It wasn't me. It wasn't Keita. It wasn't Art. I think Dwayne got up and walked out. Trey didn't do anything.
Okay, hold on.
My point is, what he's doing, it didn't sit well with y'all's age group.
That's not fair.
It just is what it is.
No.
One at a time.
Hold on. If you're going to make arguments, you can't make disingenuous arguments. That's disingenuous because you're making that argument fact strictly based on a response. Truth is truth regardless of who responds to it. Okay, so now what I said is that it's a greater effect when you can use the gift that God gave you to pull the same response without bringing out any context or thing that is familiar with the world. That's true.
I agree.
That's true. It doesn't matter how old you are. Ava can't respond to that, but it's still true. And the Bible proves over and over again that God never used anything that the world is comfortable with or familiar with in order to show who his power was. In fact, he used the complete opposite.
Jesus turned water into wine for a party.
But it wasn't wine. It was grape juice. That blew their minds.
But it was their wine. It was the wine
Right,
for the
it was
party.
right.
He turned water into wine
Right,
for a party
okay,
for
but
the kids at the party.
Right, but wasn't it? But let me ask you.
Period.
Hold on, before you finish. Was it the wine that they were used to drinking?
I don't know.
The answer was no, because Jesus would not turn wine into wine. He turned it into the wine that blew their mind. He said, wait a minute, okay, so when Jesus makes a wine, I promise you, I promise you, it won't be a wine.
But Kirk Franklin didn't do the milli right now. We're accustomed to.
Stay with your argument.
He did the
Stay with your argument.
He did the ultra version of the milli right.
Here you go.
Stay with your argument. Jesus is not going to make wine that the world makes.
Okay,
That's what I'm telling you.
He didn't do the milli rock that the world does.
I understand that, but you just said that.
All right.
Can we table this?
Wait a minute. No. We need to stick to this for just a second. He did not. You made me forget what I was going to say.
It's okay. So
The milli rock. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. The milli rock that he did. You all said that he connected because it was the milli rock, which the world addresses and embraces. So that's how he made the connection.
But I mean, we know the failed attempt of the milli
The
rock.
thing about it.
That's what I'm saying.
I said
If that failed or not, that's what my point is that if we're not trying to use the world to do anything, we don't have to fail or succeed. We don't even bring it in.
I agree.
My point is that when God, here's my struggle, and I'm gonna just say this because we have to have this discussion. We have to have this discussion. To me, it nullifies and waters down God when we feel like the only way we can make a connection with worldly people is to bring in worldly things. That is not God, and that is not the power of God. And there's nothing in the Bible that God predicates upon that. The thing that turned the world upside down was God, Jesus, doing things that were totally different than what they were used to. That's why in Matthew 5 he says, you have heard it said. You have always heard it said. But I say unto you, and lo and behold, more people begin to follow him. Well, that's not what we mean. Where did it come from? That's not the way we heard it. So my point is that when you can take a comedian and put him on stage, and you can crack up and laugh at him and connect to being home in the hood, connect to how you grew up, connect with government cheese and all that, and not once does he say F you, not once does he call a woman a B, not once does he say GD, and yet you can laugh at that. That's the gift. That's where God says, I can do the same thing y'all do, but yet still honor my God. And before you know it, you got all the cussing folk out there saying, oh, that dude had me cracking up, but you know what? Can't cuss not one time. Dang, I didn't even realize that. You can be funny without cursing. So I feel you. You know me. I am all for trying to connect to the world. But what God needs and what God wants in this world, he says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. What does that mean? That means take what they do and see how it affects people. Now let me show you how to do it so that you can reach those same people in a godly way. That's all that I'm saying. I want to be grounded to the rock, but I want to be geared to the times. I don't want to compromise. God has never compromised with the enemy. And so we have to be careful with that. But I feel you on it. I feel where you're going. I'm a big Kirk friend. I love Kirk Franklin. I love the fact that he's radical enough to go that route. But my question to you guys tonight was, at some point, where do we draw the line? Responsible-wise. Not what the people want, but the gift and responsibility you have to point people to God. Because that's some serious responsibility. And let me give you one more example. I'm going to give you an example. There are times when I've gotten up to preach at a Baptist church. And all it takes, you know, all it takes. I mean, somebody just blew down the special music. The church is, they just gone. Now, I'm standing up to preach. All I have to do to keep it going and to keep the excitement going and to keep all of this Whoa, I could keep all of that exhilarating going. I have that power now. I have that power because they gave it to me. But no, God says, no. It's time to settle down and prepare the hearts for the word of God. So at that point, I have to resist the temptation of what I have the gift and the power to do to excite the audience and say, let me just back off this thing for a minute and let it settle down. And you hear people in the audience edging you on. Come on, man. They know you can do it. But you have to, and the devil's like, go ahead. And the devil's just like, head blowing up. So God says, at some point, I give you the responsibility to lead my people to hear my voice. And I promise you, I'm powerful enough to do it without.
Any comments or concerns? This number here, we're just going to move on to the bonus.
I'm silent for the rest of the night.
There's a part of me that says, I love Hillary. Oh, yes, we can. Obama. There's like, liberals are sort of like zombies. They repeat what they hear, and they know. Why did they say they'll vote for somebody who know nothing about the candidate? That infuriates me because they can cancel out my vote.
Why do you actually believe the Washington Free Banana Peel whatever group that did this search on Hillary Clinton?
It's actually true.
No, it's not true. It's a far-right group that took the data and manipulated it to support their position.
By the way, Obama does the same thing.
Is this where you guys now get your information? Washington Free Beacon or whatever? They're the ones, anything that's reported Hillary Clinton did this, did that. There's absolutely no evidence of this, and it's just not true.
It actually is true.
No, it's not. Washington Free Banana Peel is not a legitimate
It's
organization.
Washington Free Beacon, which is a legitimate newspaper, yes.
Look, there's different ways to look at the data, but the big picture here is women do earn less in America because they choose to. They would rather go to their daughter's piano recital than stay all night at work working on a proposal.
What?
So they end up earning less. They're less ambitious, and I think this is sort of God's way. This is nature's way of saying women should be at home with the kids. They're happier there.
I hope that your viewers do not take you, sir, seriously.
There's a great book you should read. It's called Why Men Earn More, and it's all about women choosing to put family over work, and that's why they earn more.
Having a choice does not mean that you're less ambitious, and your comments are absolutely deplorable. Sean, I would like you to adjust it. You're a father, you have a daughter.
If you were a real feminist, you would support housewives and see them as the heroes and women who work wasting their time.
You said that women are in the home.
Yes,
You've
that's
also
a fact.
said that, let's see, that women are emotional and women shouldn't run for public office. All of these things that just
I never said women shouldn't run for public office.
Yes, you have. You've said
if we're talking about 50% of the population, generally out of this 250 million people or 150 million people, most women are happier at home. They are pretending that they like working, and they're not making money because they don't stay all night at the office. They don't go the extra mile. They don't work all weekend. You're making a mistake. You would be much happier at home with a husband and children. You just said you're sorry.
That's my choice.
Yeah, look, you're miserable. You would be so much happier with kids around you. Imagine coming home, mommy's home.
You don't look at it. You're not funny. You're not what you do not do anything.
I'm trying to make you happy.
You do not do anything for the better. Sean, this isn't funny.
Feminism has made women miserable. Women were much happier when housewives were glorified.
I had a choice to be married, and I chose not to. I had a choice to have kids.
I'll give you the last word. Go ahead.
I think that your guest here is doing a disservice to all of the viewers and doing a disservice to America by saying that women, that I need to be married, that I would be happier at home, that you're, what, miserably married? Just because, having a
I'm trying to share my joy. You should see my little
not everybody has the same life pattern as you, okay? Not everybody wants to marry somebody in a group like Seersucker Stew and go home to that. I don't want to go home to that.
You don't have to go home to me. Go home to a hunk.
This is absolutely disgusting, and Sean, you should actually speak up for the viewers today and let them know that your daughter should have a choice.
I think women do have a choice. Absolutely, of course.
Wow.
Women should have a choice. When we come back.
Yeah, he's
lucky.
He's lucky she's not black.
I'll give you the pre-part of this clip. They were going on the street and asking different women if they knew that Hillary paid her female staff 72 cents to the dollar that she paid her male staff. So, and they were like, oh, you know, different reactions or whatever. And, okay, sorry. It's okay. So, Ava, go to daddy. Go to daddy. Okay. So, yeah, so that's what they were arguing over. And obviously, he was just egging her on again. Like, he was just trying to make her more upset. I actually found this quite hilarious. And she was just so flustered, she didn't know what to say.
But you know, believe it or not, you got men in the church that do believe that women's place is in the home.
Now, that's not what he was saying. He was saying that women are happier. He didn't say that they shouldn't work, that they shouldn't be at home if they don't want to. He was saying statistically, women.
What data he's
I don't know.
He's in my day because I'll be happier.
I'm just saying that women that have been surveyed that work are happier being at home. That's all he was saying.
It's just a matter of like women would, like he said, women, if the choice presented itself where a woman was asked to stay overtime at a job on the night of her son's first violin recital of kindergarten, they would most likely pick the kindergarten recital over staying at the job. Whereas a man is more goal oriented, and they have their business more in the forefront of their
But
mind.
what if their goal is to make their child happy?
That's what. No, but some men do that.
Some men have that, but the majority of men, their priority is making money for the family.
Yes,
taking care of the family.
Taking care of the family.
I try to be at home and be happy, but
I can actually. When he said the thing about the piano recital, I was like, oh yeah, I would.
Yes,
I don't know about that.
I had to agree. I'm sorry.
You said that women are less ambitious. That's a false statement because I believe there are more educated females than men that
Okay, that's another one. He didn't say women are less ambitious. He said the choices that the majority of women make in turn make them less ambitious. In the workplace, not everywhere else. He's saying with the same scenario with the kids in the recital, choosing your kids over the workplace in the workplace is less ambitious than staying and working those hours and missing your daughter's recital. He's not saying that women are inherently less ambitious. He's saying the choices that women decide to make in turn make them less ambitious in the workplace.
Because if your male counterpart in your same department or same job title has more hours than you know what I mean? Who's gonna get the next? You know what I mean? Like,
listen, did you guys see the movie? I don't know how she did it, how she does it.
No.
Okay, well, Sarah Jessica Parker. I know that's just kind of, it's a movie, but at the same token, this woman made sure she got all of her work done. She's not clocking in and out at the same time, but she goes home and she gets work done. Okay, so how is it that just because I can say, I can get more money by staying here longer, but she's going home and getting the same amount of work done. How does that equate to not being as goal-oriented or ambitious? It doesn't matter what you see, but when I come there and I have more presentations than you, you can't say nothing.
On business, it's all about what's on paper. It's all about the time you've clocked.
My presentation is on paper. So it's my presentation should say
it's all about the time you've clocked in. When they're looking at giving people promotions, They look at the time you clocked in, how much
Okay.
hours
That's not
you
true,
worked
though.
here.
That's not true.
No.
It depends on my work ethic and what I bring to the table.
Yes.
That is what you.
That's
That is why I get promoted.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel
I
you.
see that, but what he's saying is in reality, if they don't, because you've seen, I guess we'll reference movies, but you've seen movies where they're like, oh, he's been at work, lights off, he's the last one to leave. If you're doing your work at home, they don't see you.
That's
past
true.
the guy who's the last one to leave.
They see the guy that's
in there. Does that make sense?
They see now on the other hand of that, they see you come in not doing those hours and you're crushing the presentations like nobody else. But the leader has to have the mentality first in, last to leave. Period. That's a leader's mentality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about what you go home. It's not about your homework. It's about your work in the job.
I can see.
So what did you say?
But
That
then I also
what did he
see
say
it my
that
way,
you
too.
that anybody disagreed with?
I didn't disagree with him at all.
That's what I'm asking.
I disagree that women really desire to be at home and they're happier at home.
That is not true.
I think he was crass, but he had a point.
Jeannie, let's lay this out. You got a man and you got a wife. You have
listen.
Okay, you got a husband now.
Okay.
Now you mean to tell me that you'd rather get up out your bed in the morning, hit the traffic.
Listen, if I had a man taking care of all the needs, paying the bills, taking care of home needs, honey, I would want to be at home. But that's not the reality of what we have here. Women have to.
No, it's not right. We're not talking about the reality. We're talking about if you could have your preference.
Oh yeah, I would like to stay home. If the man was doing what he do, and listen, I had stayed home. The man wasn't doing what he was supposed to do.
Okay, but he's talking about
We're not trying to take into account personal feelings.
Right.
He
What's
said
happening in your home?
that home got to be making, what, 60, 70?
But if you had a man taking care of business, you would be more happy at the house. That's what he's saying. He's just crass.
One at a time.
That's very horrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
All right, then you made a point. Kudos.
I don't like the less ambition.
I don't like that less ambition.
I think he's not saying less ambitious overall, ladies. He's saying less ambitious in the workplace. Only in the workplace. He's not talking about the work you take. He's not talking about the work that you
love to be at home. He said women really want to stay home. And they really...
You just proved his point, Gene.
No,
But anyway,
Okay, wrapping it up.
No, he said a woman really want to be at home. She really want to be...
But you just said if you got a man taking care of your business...
There's other women who cannot ever imagine staying at home. They cannot imagine.
There are women that imagine that. But he's not taking the case by case. He's going with majority. He's not taking the case by case scenario. He's not taking into account if Soki likes to work at home. He's not taking into account Jeannie wants to be self-sufficient. He's taking into account the majority of women.
Desi, you going too deep. You going too deep, Desi. You want to debate tonight, man.
It just is what it is.
You want to debate tonight. You want to debate tonight.
It just is what it is.
You want to debate
But I mean, seriously though, don't you think? Let's ask a question. Let's just ask a question. Don't you think that's the way God designed it? Inherently?
I mean, if I feel like the majority of women feel like that, it would be
something that's kind of indecent.
Right.
But because of society, because of conditions and situations, we've been reprogrammed. I mean, you got to remember there was a movement that came through this country very strong. It was called a feminist movement.
And that was a bunch of gay women, and they ruined it for all the women. The gay women ruined it for all the women. That's what the feminists was, gay women. They ruined it for us. They did.
But you would agree that we programmed the thinking of a lot of women.
Fire, y'all fire. Let's get those hearts going.
Oh my goodness.
Fire.
Let's hear it for Ari tonight. She did a great job. It's kind of hot in the house tonight, but we sure had a good time. We appreciate it. We're ready to take a break. We'll be back with a couple presentations. Thank you so much for hanging with us on session 1 of What's Up With That. We'll be back with Sight, and hopefully, Brother Todd and Sister Keita are going to try to help us get it right. All right? We'll see you. Don't go far. Go get something to drink, something to eat, maybe some popcorn. We'll be here when you get back. All right. Hey.
Come on, y'all.
Hey, on beat. Get it, girl. Peace.